everyone. Hi, Alan here, coming at you today with a brief announcement for the horror Mayhem read along. And I was really glad when Scott invited me to be a co host. Mayhem is my last name. And there's a lot of co hosts helping Scott and Becky out in this. I'm not going to name them because I invariably forget someone, but I'll list them in the description box below. I also want to thank MJ for the cool thumbnail. She gave us permission to use it, by the way. But Horror Mayhem is divided up into 4 weeks. There's also a bingo card that you can play along with a special green free spot for in honor of Pat's Panic, her friend. But week 1 is local horror. I live in Portland, Oregon, so there's a few haunted places downtown, in Old Town, in fact, right across from Chinatown. Now, I know there's a haunted pizza place called Old Town Pizza, but there's also the Shangri-La tunnels, where back in the 1800s, Chinese people would be shanghaied, taken into this bar, and the floor would drop out. They'd be in the tunnels. They'd be kidnapped and be forced into labor, working on the ships in the sea. So I'll do a vlog and take you guys down there. Week 2 is movie horror. So many things to choose from. I might take a deep dive into The Exorcist, maybe, because I remember seeing documentaries on that where they go into the subliminal filming, where on Blair's face, forgive me, I forget her character's name, but Linda Blair's face is skeletons and ghoul-looking faces that just flash on. You don't even see them in the movie. Things like that. Many other movies to pick from, of course. Week 3, classic horror. Now, Becky said in her Voxer group, she said, if anybody chooses a book published before 1980, they'll be punched. So let's keep it to the 70s or before. Let me hold up some books. Let me just finish out with the week 4 is contemporary horror. Now I'll talk about some books. My favorite classic horror is probably The Terror by Dan Simmons. Now, I don't own a copy of it presently because I end up giving it away to friends. But here's a copy of his Drood. This is a horror book that involves Wilkie Collins and Charles Dickens and the underbelly of London in the 1800s. Some classic King before 1980. This book was actually gifted to me by Scott. Thank you, Scott, again. But I'll be reading Salem's Lot in May, I believe. Some contemporary King. This is If It Bleeds. That's a Holly story. Now, if you watch my channel, we've been doing live streams of the Holly series, starting with Mr. Mercedes, and then End of Watch, or that may be the 3rd book, Finders Keepers, and then the short story, and then finally we'll be ending up later with the novel Holly. Some contemporary horror. I've been really into this guy, Native American writer Stephen Graham Jones. I read and reviewed this book, I think last year, if not 2 years ago, and gave it 4 stars. If I like a book, I'll give it 3 stars. I really like this one. Here's a This is part two of the first book was My Heart is a Chainsaw, which I read, haven't reviewed it yet. This is the second one, Don't Fear the Reaper. I'll be reading that. But Stephen Graham Jones in the house. Okay, let's leave it at that before some more things start falling out. You should play this with a drum, with a mallet, actually. So join us. And do check out the links below to MJ's channel. Greg is doing an announcement that will drop tomorrow at 8:30. And there's a lot of other people involved in this, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to it. I used to read a lot of horror as a wee lad. So, hey, I'll talk to you later. Make a comment. I'll reply back to you. Thanks.